I'm Emma.
You're not Emma. I'm Emma.
And I'm James.
And we're Makeosaurus
Yeah,
Rex.
we are. And today we're doing a video talking about casual cosplay.
Yeah, which sounds a bit funny when you say it like that, casual cosplay.
No, it's fine. It's so the upside to being in costume is that you're an elaborate doohickey that's like, hey, look at me, I'm really cool. But we'd like to do all of that without having the inconvenience and uncomfortableness and the lack of hands.
I think there's some days when you go to a con and you don't want to do elaborate makeup and you don't want to do a fancy hairdo and you don't want to wear anything particularly tight and you want to be able to use your hands and you want to be able to walk around without fear of bumping into everybody.
Yeah.
You just want something casual.
You don't want to do the thing where you're like, I want to buy that big bulky item, but I don't want to A, carry it around, and B, ruin my costume by looking like a dweeb carrying around a giant box like we do.
And there's just some days I think you wake up like in the middle of a con weekend and you're like, I don't know whether I can be bothered. So I was bouncing the idea around of having a simple, as James puts it, casual cosplay that can kind of be my backup or for when I'm just not feeling it.
So the kind of thing that you could wear on either the day the con starts, where it's like you might go for a short period of time but not all that long, or the day when the con ends and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
So like say it's something like Supernova where Friday is usually not the biggest day, and Sunday is the day where if you've been there since Friday you're already exhausted, and you're probably leaving early anyway because you got to travel.
But you still want to be in the spirit. Like you don't want to just be in jeans and a t-shirt. Like you still want to.
The other possible solution to this is no shirt and no clothes, which is fine.
Yeah, which is what I tend to do at the moment. But I guess I wanted something a little bit different.
Yeah, a step up from that, but a step down from full cosplay.
Yeah. And the inspiration for that started to come together when I was at our local fabric store and I started looking in the commercial pattern books. And I actually didn't realize how many pattern companies are producing pretty good quality cosplay costume patterns. I've always made my own patterns for cosplay because I didn't think that there was anything available commercially.
But you found that there's more than you thought.
There's way more than I thought. And what I like about it is because a lot of these companies like Simplicity and McCall's kind of teach you as you go. So I was like, oh, this is cool.
Just pause for a second there. A pattern for everybody who's not an expert seamstress like Emma is, so they give you, well, can we show the...
Yeah, so this is the one I've ended up choosing for my casual cosplay.
And so in there is a bunch of relatively simple instructions that are changeable to be every body shape or most body shapes.
Yeah, look, this pattern I think, so I've bought it in the, like there was two different size ranges, but it goes from a size US 10 to a size US 22. So like that's pretty like amazing.
Amazing that it's such a wide range.
Well, that it like, it'll fit all different body shapes. And sizes. And then you get your instructions in there. It tells you what type of fabric to buy, how to cut out the fabric, how to sew the fabric. It kind of does a bit of everything. So I have chosen, I really like Batgirl. So that's I think why I was drawn to this particular pattern. I like this look, but apparently I can't just buy the commercial pattern and make it as it is. Because I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make the sleeveless version of the dress in purple. And then I'm going to modify the little capelet off the back and turn it into bat wings.
So the stuff that comes in this here packet, you
can either make a
with sleeves version.
With sleeve or without sleeve version.
And it's got different whatever that
and then
is.
It
has, neck parts. Oh, I didn't even notice the
it has
neck parts.
A pattern to applique either a Wonder Woman or a Batgirl
Let's get into
motif.
applique in another video.
Yeah,
what
for the front.
Applique.
Yeah, like let's make that another day's video. So yeah, it's got everything in there. I think now we need to go on a hunt to find suitable fabric.
Fabric finding.
And I need to come home and draft up what the bat wings will look like. and I need to
You mean the chest part?
No,
or you mean
I want...
So you're making not just a cape, not just an extended cape, but you're also making the cape that goes down to your hands so you can flap around like full.
Yeah, I think. I like, there's a few additions that I think I'm going to make. But to start with, we're going to go fabric shopping.
Cool. Hey!
So we're in the car and we're about to go to the fabric store to get some supplies.
Yep.
At this stage, kind of trying to debate what type of fabric we're going to use.
Yeah, so do you want what we want to do is get some kind of, well, so I'm going to talk and then Emily's going to put some smarts behind it. Some kind of fabric to be purple and then some kind of fabric to be goldy and then glovey, and that's about it. Yeah,
so I want something, so I could go two ways. I could get a cotton fabric, like a poplin, something that's got a bit of movement in it, not anything heavy like you wouldn't want heavy like a drill, but not too light either. But then it doesn't have any luster if it's cotton, and I kind of like it's a superhero, so it kind of like
so you want it to be shiny,
a bit of shiny is nice. So then I'm probably thinking more a satin fabric. But
so, because you mentioned the two terms, what is poplin and what is drill? Because I don't really know.
So poplin is a very a thin cotton.
Yep.
That
available in many colours.
Heaps, like in every colour, and it's probably the cheapest fabric you can buy. So it's kind of good for craft projects. A lot of people use it for quilting and that sort of stuff. It's probably the easiest fabric to sew because it's easy to cut out. It goes through a machine really nicely. Like it never sort of snags or anything like that. A drill is sort of a heavier version of that, so it's got more fibre in it, so it holds its diet. Is that what you're saying? it holds structure. Drill is sort of closer to denim than it is to
And denim is also a type of cotton.
Yeah, and denim is your heaviest type of cotton.
Which is a thing that Emma taught me, because I always thought that denim was this other wonder fabric, like halfway to being a tarp or something.
Classic denim is just cotton. So yeah, I just, it would be really it would be the easiest fabric to use. It would cut out really nicely. It'll sew really nicely, but it just doesn't have any luster.
Yeah. So using a satin, which is what you originally
so
saying.
I think satin.
So that will be less easy than a cotton?
Yeah.
So because it has different stretchiness?
No, because satin, when you are sewing it, tends to slip a bit. So you have to...
Oh yeah, because it's so shiny and slippery.
Yeah, so it slides on. And like when you're cutting it out, you have to be really careful because it tends to slip and then you might not cut it out properly. Yeah.
And so cotton doesn't do that because cotton kind of grips to itself.
Cotton will, like when you fold cotton in half to cut it out, it sticks to itself and it holds its shape really nicely, but satin moves around. So it might be a bit more of a pain to sew, but I think I'll achieve the look I want to achieve.
Yeah.
But then I kind of need to look whether I want, so within the realm of satin, there's heaps of different options. Like there's your traditional satin that's just shiny, but then you can get like delusted satins and Duchess satin. Delusted is the same satin except that some of the shininess has been taken out, and a Duchess satin is a thicker satin.
Do you want to show examples of this if we see them in the store?
Yeah. If we found samples of them, I'll put them up.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, was there more you want to talk about fabric-wise? Specific fabric-wise?
Yeah, so I think we just kind of need to go and have a look and...
Yeah, so there's a sale on today, which is great, but we're limited to what they have available, and this store doesn't have the greatest range, but it has stuff.
Yeah.
And we need something, so they'll have something that'll suit. It may not be Duchess or whatever satin that is the perfect colour, the perfect gold and the perfect purple.
Yeah.
So we might, there might be a half measure mat here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Okay.
And then I'll need to get a few other bits and pieces, like a zipper and some thread and...
Zipper in the back? You're going to do buttons on the front?
Yeah.
So you got buttons on the front?
Yeah. But zip, I think there's a zip in it somewhere.
Okay. You've actually looked at the pattern?
There's got to be.
Yeah.
Just from looking at that shape, there's got to be a zip.
And are you going to do, you were changing how the cape goes?
Yeah.
It's not a little bolero short.
No, so the cape is going to be turned into bat wings.
Yeah, going to be snipped onto your arms.
Batgirl wings.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, extra fabric.
Yeah. And you're going to mess with the gloves as well. You're going to make them long gloves?
Yeah, I'd like
I'm not
to
sure
make...
if you actually said that. I just might have thought that.
No, I'd like to make elbow length. So I want to do the sleeveless version of the dress, but then make elbow length gloves.
Right.
Yeah. So if the satin that I buy for the golden features of the dress is got a bit of stretch in it, I can make the gloves with it. If it doesn't, then I'll need to get some additional fabric with some stretch for the gloves.
Yep.
And I think I have a glove pattern at home somewhere.
Cool.
So, I have to dig that out somewhere.
All right, let's go shopping.
Let's go shopping!
Bye. Yeah.
This will be just plain old satin, I think. I like that colour.
It's a good colour, yeah.
And then I'd need to find like a golden sort of colour to go with it.
Like one in here?
Yeah. Oh, they're quite long. That's too pale.
Yeah, sure. Right, there's no other options anywhere else? You could go super yellow though. This one's pretty good.
No,
for yellow.
I don't like that fabric.
Oh, is it? What is it? It's not.
Different.
It feels heavier than the satin.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
different again.
And that's a different something or other?
Yeah.
Oh.
With the cotton. So
That's...
polypoplin is like a polyester cotton blend that's very light, like doesn't hold much structure.
Oh yeah, very thin. And then drill is, yeah.
Like a drill is a...
That is called chino drill.
Yeah.
And it's available in a million colours as well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of heavy.
Yeah,
Right.
but not quite.
Corsa? Would you say Corsa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
That one's good?
Yeah.
You weren't particularly thrilled about it to begin with. Do you think it's good, or do you think it's as good as we can get?
No, I think the more I think about it, the more right I think it is.
Yeah.
Let's go get thread and notions.
Notions?
Zip and...
We're going to get like the notion of happiness and the notion of Christmas. Well, you better watch out where you're going with that whack and stick that you're carrying. You almost scorned me.
Ruh-roh. I was going to show you. That's a delusted satin.
Oh, I like the look of it. Different pipes. What about delusted goldiness? No, not good enough.
No, it's more mustard.
Yeah, it's mustard. Mustard. Delusted mustard.
More than I wanted.
It's delusted mustard. So now we're in the zipper section.
Now we're in the zipper section.
And you're looking for a zipper that matches the purple that's the right length?
Yeah, so I want an invisible zip.
What's the difference between an invisible zip and a regular zip?
So an invisible zip gets sewn in and you can't see it. Like this will sort of be in the seam. But you also this, but you won't see the zip.
So like at the back of a dress?
Yeah.
Most frequently. And a non-invisible zip, like these big chunky ones.
You see the teeth.
And they're like fly zippers, or
Yeah.
like this zipper.
Like a jacket.
Jacket zipper.
So I'll need to get some yellow thread, purple thread.
Right
and
here.
then some purple overlocking thread as well.
So many varieties. This type is what we're looking at? But the right colour?
Yeah, so
This
we need
guy.
like a deep...
This guy.
No, that's too dark.
Yep.
That one.
Can you move it to the light a little bit more? Yeah, thread.
And then a golden sort of yellow.
Like this guy.
Hold it against it? No, I think it's too dark.
Well, we seem to be, we're missing a few steps. Oh, really, that high up. Okay. It's really,
What about that one?
it's like a nude colour. But yeah, that's about right.
That works, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so these are the materials we've come home with. Got some yellow satin and some deep purple satin to make the dress, and then thread to sew and thread to overlock with, and then an invisible zip to finish it. The only other thing I need is some gold buttons, which I actually think we've got in our collection here at home. I just have to go digging around for them. So yeah, this is it. Now I'm ready to cut out and we can start sewing. Okay, so before I got started cutting out, I have drafted my cape pattern. So all I've done is I've taped down the collar piece onto a piece of plain paper, and I've measured out how big I would like the bat wings, shall we call them. So I measured my arm length from shoulder to around the wrist, and it was 65 centimeters. So I've drawn a line 65 centimeters at sort of a 45-degree angle. I've done 65 centimeters down the back, and then I've roughly drawn the points of the bat wing, which I'm now going to cut out. Okay, so it's now all cut out and ready to start sewing. Okay, progress update. The bodice darts are finished, the shoulder seams are finished, and I have sewn the cape. It's not yet attached, but I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. It's got the yellow, golden yellow on the inside, purple on the outside. Currently debating if I need to top stitch these edges. Anyway, it's lunchtime. So the sewing continues, and I have to say I'm always really impressed when a commercial pattern has a pocket. I think if the pattern hadn't had a pocket, I would have added one myself, because you need to be able to put things like phones and bits and pieces in your pocket when you're in cosplay. It's really simple. So I'm really pleased with this pocket.
I'm home from work, and you've done all of this work already.
Yep, it's been a productive day. So it's about 6 o'clock now, and I started working on the dress about 10:30 this morning.
Yep.
So cut out the pattern and started sewing it. I adapted the collar piece to become more of a bat cape. So it can see over the shoulder like the collar, or
giving you that nice second color exposure.
Yeah, or attached to the wrist. Like I'm hoping that I can attach it. Yeah, and then it can.
Is it long enough?
It is. Yeah, that's my arm length.
Like this is your arm length?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess she's a bit taller than you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Only just.
Yeah.
So it's nearing completion. It's just a few more things I've got to do. I've got to put some buttons on.
So hang on, let's run through what you've done already.
All right.
Tell me all of the things, because I know nothing. So this is all pleated. I don't know if the camera can pick it up real well, but this is all pleated around there.
Yep.
Around all the way through the back.
Yep. Pleated the whole. So the skirt's quite full.
Let's give it one of these.
Yep.
Oh, that looks really nice with it flicked backwards. That's a really good. Oh, it looks so bat-like. That's really cool.
And then, yeah, the pleating's underneath as
Pleated
well. So it gives it a lot of fullness.
And none of it's, shorter. So the, whatchamacallits?
The sleeves are yet to be finished.
Yep.
So it doesn't have sleeves, I should say.
And the edges are all rusty.
So, yeah, so the...
But not for the cape. The cape's perfect.
The collar cape is done.
Collar cape.
Sure. I've got to put the facings on the sleeves. So these are, the neck has what's called a facing. So, instead of lining it fully, it's just got a piece of fabric that goes around the edge that creates like a clean edge, I guess.
Okay.
So you've just found my bat piece.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So the pattern instructions instruct to cut out this rectangular, the rectangle with the bat, and then you zigzag stitch the bat and then cut it out and then attach it.
Yeah.
However,
you think that's dumb?
I'm not convinced it's how I want to do it. Like the instructions say to like bead it and make it sort of like this sparkly applique bat, but I think I'd like to cast it in resin instead and make it more like a brooch.
We talked about that part. Yeah.
So I imagine that we can just make a bat shape.
We could use that bat shape.
Yeah, that bat shape. Because it's a good bat shape. And then make a mold from that bat shape and then cast it in resin that's maybe got some gold pigment through it. And then I think we'll attach a brooch back.
The bit with the pin in it.
Almost like a safety pin, but
yeah.
And then it can still be my
centerpiece.
Your
symbol. Your bat symbol.
But I think it will be sturdier and less, I hate to say it, crafty. I just, the way...
You think it'll have a better finish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so,
this is coming together quite nicely.
This is beautiful already.
Yeah. And I don't want to, I'm not convinced that I will applique it and beat it well enough to look professional.
This is the only time I've ever heard you doubt your own skills at this kind of thing.
It's just not a thing that or that I've got the patience to do, maybe. Maybe it's that. Anyway, so I think we'll make a resin bat symbol. I've got 3 little buttons to go down the front. I'm going to...
so what's not done yet is...
buttons.
Yep, which you've got in
your
hand.
So the instructions also say to do buttonholes and actual like buttons.
Make them functional buttons.
But you don't actually, I realised the neckline's actually big enough that you don't need these to be functional, so I'm just going to stitch on the buttons.
So you get in and out of it this way?
No, because it's got a zip at the side.
Oh, it's got a zip as well. Oh, at the side?
So here, it's got an invisible zip.
Oh, yep. Oh.
Which opens it up enough that you can get it in, like, on and off of your shoulders without using the buttons.
Yep.
So I'm just doing the lazy method and just stitching on.
Yeah, make them look good but not be functional.
We're really lucky that we've got an overlocker, and I've overlocked all the raw edges inside. Where is the seam?
This one. Here.
Yeah, so they're all overlocked so that they don't fray. Because you can see even this hem, which I haven't touched very much since cutting it out, is fraying a lot.
So if you had the ability, you overlock every possible connection in this?
Yeah, I have. But I mean, if you didn't have an overlocker, I guess you could zigzag stitch the edge just with like your normal sewing machine, turn it onto a zigzag stitch and just...
stitch like crazy.
Yeah,
cool.
So yeah, yet to be done. I'm going to do the hem. So the instructions call for just a normal hem where you'd like fold it up twice and stitch it, but I'm actually going to do a contrast hem. So I'm going to cut out some of the... I
definitely know what that means.
I'm going to cut out some of the yellow fabric and I'm going to sew a band on the bottom.
I'll note that our language has gone from gold to yellow.
Yeah, it's yellow.
It's yellow.
So yeah, I want to do like I just feel like I want to pick up a bit more of this colour somewhere, and I thought, alright, I'll do it on the hem. So I'll make sort of like a band. So
it'll be visible on the outside? Or
visible on the outside. Yeah, like a...
This is,
skirt.
The edge of the skirt thingy. So you've got to do the buttons, you've got to do the hemming, and you've got to do sleeves.
Sleeve facing, yeah.
Sleeve facing.
And then the resin back.
Sleeve facing?
Well, because it's not actually a sleeve.
Yeah, okay, so it just is the cap of the
finishing,
sleeve.
yeah.
The edge of the sleeve, okay.
Yeah.
And then attach your bat cape to your wings.
Uh-huh.
And gloves?
Yeah, so I still have to find my glove pattern. And I'll make that in the same yellow fabric. And then I want to, make the resin bat, and I think that's about it. I think then it'll be ready, unless I want to do something, like if I want to do a mask, but...
I just kind of, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. I just wanted to point out the fact that it's not just like it's not a Superman style cape. It's a Batman cape. Well, Batwoman cape.
Yeah.
What is her name? Batgirl?
Batgirl.
Is her a correct name?
Yeah.
So it's got pointy bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. I really like the look of it, frontwards or backwards.
Yeah. So it's getting there. I think just a few more finishing touches and it'll be wearable at least.
Well, hello. Just James from Extra Rocks with a slight update on this guy. So, as we talked about in the other video, we require a bat shape here, and I'm going to do it. So, this will be a relatively quick video, segment of this video, where I show you how I make the thing that's going to be there. So I've used the stencil. So first of all, we have this sheet of paper which had the stencil on it, and I've cut out the bat shape from inside that. I'm showing you this process slightly in reverse. I've already done all the work basically. So now that we have the bat shape, you draw the bat shape onto your foam, and you can get rid of the bat shape. Now you have this handy cut mark that you need to do. And using a very simple one of these guys, X-Acto knife type deal, and a fancy tool that we got from Lumens. It's basically like a Stanley knife that cuts on a 45-degree angle. So you line this surface up and you cut it, and it goes. It's a handy way to get a consistent shape. So using your X-Acto knife, cut out the straight bits, and then on the pattern it has this line here, which I've taken to mean a gradient down. So I'm going to cut it. I have already cut it so that it has a nice shape here. So it's got a beveled edge using that tool, and it looks like a bat. So what I've got here is just some simple foam core cut into thin strips, because you don't need thickness, you just need something to stop the silicone from running. And I'm going to make a little wall around it so that when I pour silicone into this shape, it'll have somewhere to be retained. I'm also going to, after it's sprayed, stick this guy down as well. Okay, so I've got my glue gun going, I've got my pen, don't need my pen anymore, got my cutter. So I'm just going to cut a nice wall so that I'm not going to waste too much silicone. And I'm going to stick these guys down. Run a bead along it so that the silicone can't get underneath. And close in my goober, my bat. Alright, so now I've got a double wall high. Of course I realized while I was doing this that instead of laying it flat, I should have been laying it tall. I would have probably used less foam core that way. But luckily foam core is cheap, and this is not an expensive mistake. So now once you've got your foam core wall, make sure that the silicone has absolutely nowhere to escape from. Using generous amounts of hot glue. Yeah, so got my original stuck down, got my wall, ready to do some silicone. So I'm using this stuff here, Pinky Sil from Barnes. I got the big old packs because, you know, it'll last forever. It's a 2-part mix, you go 50-50. So I've got my 2 little cups full here, 50 mils each. I'm estimating this at about, it's about 200 mils, or sorry, yeah, it should be about 200 mils to fill the entire cavity, but this is taking up a bunch of it, so I'm hoping that that'll do. With this silicone, it's pretty easy just to add more while it's still liquid and no bad comes of it. So, spread this across. So you add your colours to the glass, your mixing cup, and make sure to get it all Alright, and the other stuff, as the name suggests, this goop turns into a lovely pink colour, which enables you to know when it's mixed. And you mix it up real good. So as it's mixing, you can see it's got the weird swirls through it until it gets fully mixed, where it'll all be the one colour. And then it's really just as simple as pouring it on your goods, on your mould. It's looking about right. Yeah. Looks good from the outside, looks good on the top. It's got bubbles in, but I can't do much about that anyway. And then, let's make it pour. So as I'm doing this, the important thing is that I cover the mold, but equally as important is that it doesn't run away. So you've got to be watching your wall to make sure that it's actually working like a wall. I'm probably going to need another dollop of this by the looks of things. So if this was a mold that was requiring more precision, I'd probably make more effort to get the bubbles out. As you can see, there's lots forming on the surface, but it's not, the detail of this is not that great, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Alright, that looks just about perfect. Okay, so we're a little while on, and now we have hard silicon. So, I'm gonna see if I can't open her up. Yes, very good. Very good, very good. Take it all off in one piece, hopefully. Voila. Alright, so we had a little bit of leakage underneath, but that's not a big deal. That should be good. So I'm gonna just push it out, push the original bat out. See what we got here. So as you probably already know, silicon sticks it down near nothing but itself. So it's not really sticking to this foam piece, it's just holding it in place. Because there's nothing between it, absolutely nothing. Good suction. Ooh, real good suction. I don't want to tear the mold either. So there we go, that's out. And that looks pretty damn good. I'm going to go continue forging right ahead. And I'm going to pour some resin into it. So I'm going to use this guy here. Epoxy cast. There's the labels. So this, as you can tell by the different size of the bottles, is not a 50-50 cast. 50-50 mix. It's a 2-to-1. So I'll do that now. Got my 2 parts over here. 60 mils of one and 30 of the other. And because I want this to be gold, I've also got this stuff here, gold powder. And it's an interesting substance because when you look at it in here, moving around, it kind of looks like it's a liquid, but it's just a super, super, super fine powder. I don't exactly know how much of it I need to use, so I'm just going to use a little bit because it's very, very gold. I've only used this one other time. So you can see how very fine and delicate it is. Even though there's nothing on my spatula, it sticks so well because it's so fine. So I'm just going to get a light heaping of it, hoping that I'm not going to use way too much here, and dump it in my big part of the mixture. So this is just one of the parts, so I'll mix it up and see how it looks, which is looking pretty good, pretty luxurious. Yeah, that seems like it'll be enough. Alright, so I'll add these two together. Adding part A in now, or part B, whichever one it is. So the benefit of using this kind of additive powder stuff is that when you combine it, well, as it cures, it forms a layer on the bottom of the mold. So hopefully, because this is so flat, it'll form a nice, a nice layer that shows up as shiny, shiny gold. Alright. Of course, the downside to using resin like this is that it is a heat-curing substance, an exothermic reaction, and it's damn cold here. So this is probably going to take overnight, even though it's such a thin piece. And here we go with the pour. I may have overdone it. Just a bit. Okay, it's the next morning and Emma's here now too.
Hello.
So let's see how we went.
Turn out my mold.
Yeah, that bit's feeling good. So I'm going to do this one first because it's easier. Uh-oh. Are we not ready yet?
Oh, it's not ready yet.
We're not friggin' ready yet.
Okay.
It's almost ready. It's got a hard skin on top.
Same with that. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Canberra weather for you.
Bloody hell. Takes too long. Alright. Okay, and we're back. So it's a full, what, 48 hours?
48 hours,
almost,
I think.
since I put these in. So this was my leftover resin that I put in this, and I've been checking on this because it's not a particular thing of... I don't need it for anything right now. And as you can see, I pulled it out a little bit early and it's got a warp in it, which I can probably undo, but anyway. So that was about 12 hours ago that I pulled that out, maybe 24.
Yeah, the weather's not been particularly conducive to...
Yeah, because it's freezing.
Molding. Yeah, it's freezing cold here at the moment.
Yeah, but this looks pretty good now. So I'm going to pull it out and let's hope for the best here.
Oh, fingers crossed. This bit always makes me really nervous. I don't know why.
Well, it's the chance that you can either destroy this part or the mold itself.
Yeah.
Either thing can go wrong. So I'm effectively just pulling the silicone away from the ooh, got a bubble, away from the mold, and it's
coming out pretty well.
Yeah. And this is the complicated edge, so that's the part that I was making sure not to damage.
Yeah.
Though I guess there is also a head on this bit too.
I don't want to wreck my wings.
And because the mold's fairly thin, I don't want to damage it either.
No, because we could reuse it. We could reuse it for lots of different things.
Yeah, a bat is a useful shape, so that's that wing.
Well, it's my favourite animal.
What about dogs and horses?
No, bats are definitely my favourite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about guinea pigs?
Don't tell our guinea pigs, but bats are my favourite.
You can see I've overfilled it a fair bit because that's way in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, well, it looks like I've definitely got the right shape. A shape.
Ta-da!
Hey, look at that. Isn't that pretty?
So good.
So it needs some trimming and some shaping.
Yeah, but
maybe some sanding on the back or
great.
something, but it's pretty damn good. Pretty happy with that. This edge shape could probably use a little bit of work as well.
That's alright, a bit of sanding and...
So you happy with the colour and the sheen?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm always concerned about the metal powder because I don't really know how it works that well.
No, I think it turned out real well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Alright, so next time you see this, it'll be up against the
yeah.
body.
Put it on some birch clips and it will be pinned on.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so update. Buttons are on. Facing is done. And the hem is done. So now all that's left to do is the bat symbol, which goes here, which James has been working on for me. And I also want to make a belt. The pattern does come with instructions to make a belt. However, I'm kind of doing it a little bit differently. So I've bought this buckle and I've bought some 32mm elastic. And what I'm going to do is make a casing for that elastic out of the sort of yellow gold fabric that I've got and put the buckle on the front. So to do that, I've measured my waist, which is 70 centimeters. So I need to cut out a casing that's about 72 centimeters, maybe a little bit more for seam allowance. And then it needs to be double this plus seam allowance, so 32mm. So it needs to be about 6.5 centimeters plus a couple of centimeters either side for seam allowance. And then make the casing. So that's sort of like making a tube of fabric. And then threading the elastic through. and popping the buckle on the front. The elastic will be shorter than 70 centimeters cut because I want it to be firm. So it's probably going to be about 60 to 65. I'll have to play around with how stretchy this elastic is and then also how comfortable that is around my waist. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, and here it is, the final product. My casual cosplay Batgirl. Finished and ready to debut at a con. And when I say finished, I should admit that I've run out of time to do the gloves. I did find the glove pattern, but I just don't have time to do it. But I am really happy with how it's turned out. And here we are at GammaCon. I do love this cosplay. We knew that we'd only have about half a day at GammaCon. I didn't really want to go to too much effort in wearing a costume. It was going to be too fiddly or too tight. I just wasn't in the mood. So Batgirl worked out really well. Very easy to walk around in. Still iconic enough that people like point you out and say, oh, it's Batgirl. Like, certainly no ambiguity. So yeah, this is my casual cosplay and I love it.